Hey, what's going on, my little dragons? How are you feeling today? If you're feeling good, please let me know down in the comments below. Drop a like on this video, share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to punch that subscribe button as it will help your little dragon out so very much. Today we are going to be doing a Monday motivation, which I used to do a lot of, but nowadays I do it from time to time. If I do get a concept, I love to share what my thoughts of that is with you lot. Sometimes it's like a reflection to myself, when I say it and then I would see the video again and I'm like, okay, it reminds me of some of the things that I may have thought at a certain point in my life, which may be useful for me in the future. And it was at some point about 2 years ago, some of my own like thoughts that I had based on like, motivational things, ignore this, ignore that, focus on this, focus on that kind of thing that I used to say. It actually helped me get over some of the, kind of stress, anxieties, these kind of things. It even before it like got down to the bone, it hit my skin. It was entering my skin, it penetrated through, and as it was going down, it hit my bloodstream, and it was about to hit the bone. I was able to pull it out straight away, all metaphorically. I was able to pull it out straight away and be like, look, stay out, get lost. I'm just focused on my own thing, man. So that's what I wanted to do. So this is one of those kind of attempts of my Monday motivation. Just hopefully someone else who may like me, who are like me and who may, like me at their heart, want to see what I think and how my mind works. Maybe it will be useful for you. So that's exactly what I'm going to attempt to do once again. Let's sit you down first. all right. So now this concept I would love to explain it in a very comprehensive way, very detailed, because I think there is, of course, when it comes to scientific and all those kind of knowledge, it's not as simple. It just keeps on going and going and going and going, to the point where even scientists go, okay, we need to go any further. I'm not even going to go into that deep. Of course I can't, because I don't personally know that, but for the sake of this video, I think only that understanding I think it's plenty. So that's why I want to talk about it in this video, man. So basically, talk about two things. One is how to control your mind. No, nothing special, nothing all fancy, no secret meditational skills, nothing like that. Just basic common sense and just basic understanding of how your mind and your body works. And the second thing is how to stay motivated, or what is motivation, basically. So the first one, how to control your mind. Now, the way your mind works, again, I'm not 100% sure about this. Don't just take my word for it. If you want to know more and study more, go and do the research for yourself. This is just from my understanding. I'm just giving it to the best of my understanding and I'm just putting it out there. This is not advice from a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying that. I know I'm only going to explain it a little bit, but I just want to make that as like a disclaimer before, I get told off or I get in trouble for giving misinformation or whatever. I might get some things wrong, but most likely this is correct information and it's as simple as it should be. So yeah, as follows. Now, what I was trying to say is, so your mind, there's two kinds. There's your conscious mind, which is all the decisions that you make, like I decided to make this video, or the subject that you want to go study, or whatever sport you want to do, whatever thing that you want to be involved in. That's all a conscious decision that you make, or the kind of person that you want to associate yourself with, your friends. These are all conscious decisions. Your subconscious mind are just thoughts, are just things that you do without really thinking, because it's too much for your conscious mind to just handle everything in your life. So it leaves it to the subconscious minds, and that's what controls it the most in your life. Your life is mostly controlled by your subconscious. From the moment you get up and you brush your teeth, you don't think, you just do it. Right? Sometimes I don't even remember that I brushed my teeth, but I would have had to brush my teeth because I would have left all my stuff there. So like that, like getting out of bed, like doing my bed, like it's all just subconscious. It just happens as it is. You just do it every single day so that your mind just doesn't process it. Now, this is the same principle that happens when certain habits that you're trying to make or break. So for example, smoking. When you make that a habit, so every day before you go to work, you smoke, or every day after you have a coffee, you smoke. You're training your subconscious mind so that breaking out of it is going to become something unusual, because it's your habit. you're naturally, now that's how your mind works. So, okay, this is the order in our day. You know, we go brush our teeth, go downstairs, have coffee, and have a cigarette. So those of you who want to stop smoking, you've ingrained that into your subconscious, your muscle memory, all of that is where it's so difficult for you to break out of it. Another big important thing is your mind does not know what's good and bad. So if you tell yourself not to smoke, not to smoke, not to smoke, you're still putting cigarette in your mouth, or in your mind. You're still putting smoking in your mind. So you're still thinking about smoking, which is you associate it with smoking, so that you are going to go and smoke. Same as, you know, habits like, you know what I'm trying to say. This is, I'm trying to make this not, I'm not going to try to be any vulgar, but, you know, just this is a fact. You know, masturbating is something that a lot of people want to get out of and don't want to do. So if you consistently put your mind into, you know, looking at stuff, TikTok videos, Instagram videos of girls, that's going to put that in your mind. You know, you see like half naked girls, that's going to put that in your mind. So you're going to associate that to go in, and it's going to give you the urge to go and do something, you know, masturbating. The problems with that masturbating, I'll explain that in a second with the other motivational thing. But in terms of you controlling your mind, it's basically the best thing to do is to stay away from or divert. You can't, thinking about something means that you're still thinking about it, and trying not to think about it also means that you're thinking about it. So the way to not think about it is to think about something completely different. So replacing. So if you associate drinking coffee with smoking, change that. Drinking coffee should be with going for a run, or reading a book, or watching a show, or doing a workout. Something like that is what you should associate that activity with. So therefore you would move to that. I heard someone say, another YouTuber, he was talking about this concept, and he was like, every time he gets the urge to smoke, he would just call a friend and have a conversation with a friend about just something random, and just talking to his friend for about half an hour would just get his mind. And he diverted his, whatever he gains out of smoking, he diverts that to just having a good conversation with a friend. So that's what it was. So the same release, the same enjoyment that he'll get out of smoking a cigarette, he'll just get it out of just talking to his friend or going out. So something like that, that's how you should break a habit. Making a habit is the same thing. So once you work out, and so if someone wants to go to the gym, no matter what happens, and you ingrain that into yourself, into your subconscious, that your mind just associates it with, every day 4 o'clock I'm always at the gym. That's what's going to happen. No matter what happens, how bad the weather is, that's what you're going to do. So me, before, I used to go to kickboxing class, and before that I used to do football. So I make sure that everything around me in the beginning supports me to doing that. So no matter what happens, no matter what, if I haven't done my homework for the next day, or however much I feel, even when I didn't get enough sleep the last night, I know that I have to go. And I was so adamant about it. And I always make sure I've told my coach to call me like 20 minutes before. So now I have no excuse. So if he calls me, I have to talk to him. I have to pick up the phone and talk to him. And he's like, I'm going, are you coming today? And how's your day been? All of that. And then I'll go immediately. So that's how you break and make habits, is by putting your focus on the things that you want to do. And that will get rid of your bad habits, and that will create new good habits. And consciously, when you make that decision, it's going to be unfamiliar because you need to ingrain it into your subconscious. But once you do it again and again and again and again, over and over again, that's what's going to, change your life. And another thing is, when you wake up, is whatever you do. So if you wake up and you start scrolling on your phone, or you start watching, dirty videos, adult videos, or you do something else that's not of any use to you, that's what's going to happen. That's going to ruin your whole day. So if you want to get rid of habits, what you need to do is you need to tell your mind, okay, only time I can do this activity that I don't want to do, if it's an activity that gives you any pleasure, I can do it at the end of the day. If it's like a fast food that you want to eat, or whatever you want to do, or a girl that you want to talk to, whatever, keep it for the end of the day, so that you can have the rest of the day to do what you want. And the first thing you should do in the morning, wake up and say your goals to yourself over and over and over again. For me personally, I want to be an actor, so I say that to myself. I want to be an actor. I want to be an actor. I want to be an actor. And the other things, working out and everything, it basically just follows. Or what kind of actor I want to be, what kind of person do I want to be. It basically just follows, so that my day goes and I work out and I do the things I want to do. That's how I program myself. So I have certain cues here and there, and then I just use that and I keep going. and I write things down. And writing things down is very useful as well, because it's like you're saying it to yourself. It's the same as me making a video, as I said at the start of the video. I like to make these videos, so it's like when I come back to this, I see it, it reflects back on me, it bounces right back on me. Okay, Rishi, you said this, that, like this, why have you given up now? Carry on doing what you're doing, everything's going fine. So like that, I like to just keep doing that. I like to just keep at it, you know, keep refreshing my mind, and that's why I like to write it down as well and read. And then I also set the goals. So you write down your goals and you set a realistic time and you stick to it. This is how you would control your mind. So it's all about diverting and staying focused as much as you can into one thing. And our brains can't think of two things at the same time. So you won't be able to think of your distraction. So your distraction will take you away from what you're trying to do. When you stick to what you're trying to do, this thing won't exist. So if you put your phone away, you don't look at anything, you don't look on and scroll. I think scrolling, as long as I got rid of scrolling now. Nowadays I don't even scroll. I've not even been active on Insta. Instagram's the only thing that's been addictive to me. So I don't even scroll anymore. I got rid of that. Another thing is clubbing and going out and meeting girls and stuff. That's another thing that also, like, devotes a lot of my cognitive energy that I can't put into my work. So I've basically stopped doing that, you know, like I've mostly stopped doing that. I haven't even been for a while, so I could swear, I'm not even lying. I haven't even been for a while. I've stayed away from it, and my friends have been calling me for a while saying, where are you, where are you going back? And I'm like, I'm just focused because I've got other things to do right now. So I'm using this as an opportunity to just put all my energy into what I need to put into for my goals, because things are happening, you know. I don't know, God, nature, whatever, blessings, all these things are helping me bring myself out and to prove myself. It's giving me an opportunity right now. So I'm focused, hyper focused on that I'm not going to let that slip. I'm not going to waste this time. So that's why I'm just like, I've devoted my time, my energy, and I said time and then everything towards that, and money as well. So towards what I want to achieve. So that's what I'm going to do, and you'll be seeing more of that in a bit. But so yeah, that's how I've controlled my mind, is just avoid the distractions and just focus. Always try to think about it, and in the morning as soon as you wake up, say it over and over and over again. It's a bit like meditating, but and it's good. And sometimes, you know, if you're religious, say it to your God. You know, go in front of your God and say it to him as if you were to say it to yourself, because as you say it and say it, whether it's your God helping you or whether it's you saying it to yourself in your mind, it's just programmed in your mind. Either way, it's the same procedure as meditating. You're just saying your goals to yourself over and over again, that it will just stick to your mind, and that's all you're going to think about. It's going to keep your distractions away from you, and it's going to help you propel forward into the field, the world that you want to enter. And everybody, I think everybody does secretly, deeply want something positive out of this life. They want to do the things that they want to do. They want to achieve the things, whether it's to have a six-pack, whether it's to become a fighter, football player, actor, or in their studies, you know, become a doctor, become an engineer, whatever they want to do. The thing that's stopping them is, one is their distractions, and two is the things like they were not able to always, you know, think about what they wanted to think about. So by doing that, by doing this over and over again, it's easier for you to just say it to yourself. And also, if you make a promise to your God, if you are a religious person, I've promised to my God, therefore I have to do it no matter what happens. If you don't believe in God, just say that to yourself. You know, I've said that to myself, I promise, no matter what. Or if you write it down, if it's been written down, that's it. There's nothing else. Nothing else can be said. If I've written it down, I have to do it. And once you train yourself consciously, it will register into your subconscious mind, and it will just get easier because it will just be natural to you. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about is motivation. Now, this is another concept that I've seen videos of in my language. There was a fitness YouTuber called Tarun Kumar. You probably don't know him. He makes videos in Tamil. I've seen his videos and I've read some stuff about this, which is dopamine. There's an important thing in yourself called dopamine. All dopamine is that it's a currency for motivation. There are three currencies in this world: money, time, and dopamine. Now, dopamine, there's a science behind it, of how it works and why it works, and there's tonic release, phasic release. There's all these things that's involved in it. But simple as I can put it is, dopamine is something inside you that's the feel-good hormone that's going to make you want to go and achieve your goals, or want to get you that good feeling. You get dopamine from eating a food that you like. You get dopamine from doing an activity that you like, from talking to a girl that you like, from whatever. And there's the basic dopamine, which is just for you to run your day-to-day activity. So what happens is nowadays, unfortunately, with technology and how much you can instantly get a dopamine hit from a button away, whether it's watching videos of girls or watching, adult dirty videos or watching or ordering fast food, it's all a button away. So it's so easy for you to get a hold of it. And also when social media makes you want to compare yourself to other people and other rich people, and this guy living his life like this, and that guy, living his life like that, and then them, how they're projecting their life as like something perfect. And you watch that and you're like, oh my God, my life sucks and everything. This is the reason I think World Health Organization says that, suicide rates and depression and all these things are at peak because of these reasons, because it's so easy to get that dopamine hit. So you would instantly get it, so you don't have enough dopamine to run the rest of your day. If you can, it's like money. If I gave you £100 and if you spent £5 first, or you spent it on something that you don't really, it's not useful to you, but you have it, something that you just like to have, but it's not useful to you, you're still going to run the rest of your day with £95 or $95 or rupees or wherever you're from. But if you are spending £60, now you have to run your day with £40. So a day that you need £100, you're only going to run that day with £40. Do you see what I mean? So with, as I said about masturbating, if you masturbate, that releases that dopamine instantly. I don't know all the other stuff about testosterone and all of that masturbating does, but I know that nature has given you the highest release of dopamine within masturbating. So when you masturbate, that's most of your dopamine for that day is gone into that activity, that you only have less to do for your other activities, or the activities that are going to be useful to you, that you want to do in order to achieve your goals or to move forward and to do the things that you want to do, make more money and all these things. This will affect that, because the willingness, why would you want to do it if you can easily get it out of this? You know what I mean? Same as food. Why would you want to go cook and do all of these things and go and work hard? Because if you go work out as well, right, the dopamine you're going to release out of this, you can instantly get it from eating fast food, from rubbing a quick one, like these sort of things. It releases that dopamine so instantly and so like at a great amount, so significantly. Gargantuan amounts of dopamine get released that you only have a little bit of dopamine left afterwards to use for your goals. When you go and you achieve, you get a six-pack, like work months, the amount of dopamine you're going to get is the same as this. So why would you want to do that instead of this? That's how your mind's going to think. So if you avoid this and you stick to this, now you'll get the same amount of dopamine, but now you're forced to go and work hard, work out, and all of these things. That's why scrolling is another big thing. That's a big thing that's affecting so many people now. And depression and all of these things are at peak because of this. Many years ago, like 20 years ago, not a single person would have had the technology access that we have today. That's why. So if you consistently keep looking at other people's lives and comparing yourself, that's what's going to happen. You're just going to keep getting anxiety, and depression is just going to elevate inside you. So stay away from that. My advice to myself, take it or leave it. I would say to myself, I would say stay away from social media. Only when you need to, sometimes it's really good, to connect with people. Social media is very, very useful. I do love Instagram, because a lot of the great things that I was able to do for the last 6 months, it's because of people I connected through Instagram. All the people, the team, the film productions and all of that stuff that I get to work with. People from Instagram, right? And some of the films and all of that stuff that I got to see and I got to know who the maker and all that stuff was because of Instagram. So that's why. So there's some good in everything. Fast food, I very rarely have fast food. That's not important to me that much. The other things, it's not that important to me. To me, my goals and what I want is the most important thing to me. That's why I always say it to myself every morning and over again. And every now and then, I'm not saying quit everything, just every now and then you go out with your friends, do this activity, maybe not all the time, maybe play video games. Of course, I was addicted to video games for a while. I was addicted to Call of Duty, because as I said in my last video, I think, like, I just love the sound of like gun firing sounds in games and films, not in real life, but in games and films. I just love the sound of like firing and explosion and all these. So it was just so like exhilarating for me. So I was really playing the game over and over again just for that, just for that feel, like to feel inside there. But is that really helping me? Am I doing what I want to do? Maybe if I streamed it and put it on some streaming platforms and I can get something out of it, maybe that's useful for me. But there was nothing in it that was useful to me. But it was hard for me to get out of it, because every time when I wake up, I used to play. Every time, like, nothing's going, there's no films to watch, I'm just sitting there playing the game. So my substitute for that is having a good movie. Good movies, I always love to watch movies. That's my biggest pleasure ever. So when I can watch a movie, or if I can, substitute this to something else, it would be to watch good movies. So films, that's like my main thing. That's like what I love the most. And then games. So if I can divert my focus into that more and more and more, then I'll be good. Right now, or for a while, the way I would like to keep myself happy, of course I'm not saying quit everything, because if you quit everything, you're not going to be happy to do what you want. I treat myself, the way I treat myself is I love watching either Simpsons, or I watch Family Guy, or I watch Rick and Morty. So I watch at least 2 episodes every single night. So that's always something to look forward to. So I'm like, oh good. So no matter what happens, how stressful a day is, I still have this to go to before I sleep. So I watch like 2 episodes and then I go to sleep. So when I wake up, I just say what I need to say to myself. Work hard on this, work out on this. It's whether it's fight training, whether it's making videos, whether it's my acting, whether it's I've got other like business and work related stuff that I'm doing right now. That's how I make my money. Whether it's my work, I go to my work, I come back, and then there's other works that I do need to do. There's other areas in my life that I need to fix and get straight, which is really difficult. But I'm not gonna talk too much about this now. It's my personal life, so I don't want to bring that too much in here. Films and all of that, that's not really my personal life. That's stuff that I'm excited about to share with you. Personal life, we'll keep it personal. Money and all of that stuff, I'll keep that personal. But that stuff, I do need a lot of time and energy and my mind for. I need to devote a lot of my time and energy into. So I need that motivation. So I focus on that, and then I also, even though that will drain me, I still have to focus and do my work for my acting and all the other stuff that I want to achieve. So it's like I have to do all of that, and then the treat that I give myself at the end of the day. So sometimes food, I'm not a big fan of food, but I do like food. So good, tasty food, as long as it's nice and healthy and it tastes good. I'm not a big sweet guy, so food my only real pleasure is probably biryani. I love biryani. Pizza and biryani, these are the 2 things I love. So I keep that for the, so sometimes, so if it's okay, once a week, just having it once a week, it's good enough for me. So I get to always be happy. And then the other times I'd eat something healthy. And then most days, at the end of the day, I watch at least 2 episodes of Rick and Morty, or 2 episodes of Simpsons, or I watch a nice movie that I've always been looking forward to. If I can find a really good one that I find interesting, nice action film, watch that film and then go to sleep. So that's how I am. So that's how I will control my mind, and that's how I get my dopamine from that. So I use my dopamine throughout the day on the things that's important for me. And once I get that dopamine, the thing that's fully accelerating for me is my watching Simpsons or Rick and Morty or that sort of stuff, like movies. This is what I like to do for me. Once again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know about dopamine, release that too much. But if you're gonna do the research, go do the research. But I do like to believe that I am, on the right page, on the right topic, on the right side of the right thing when I say that social media overuse is not good for you, fast food is not good for you, all the things that's not helpful to you in what you want to achieve, that's not good for you. Always hanging around with your friends friends that are useful is very good for you. I've got a friend that me and him are working on a project together. We're creating it, so the more that we can interact, so that's a substitute. So instead of talking to friends that are just useless, they like to talk about girls all the time, they like to talk about smoking, drinking. How Rishi, come, let's smoke, let's drink. Man, I'm not a I'm not like a debaucherous, hedonistic guy. I'm not a guy like that puts fun above everything else. Just in general, I'm not that kind of person ever. I know I kind of may give off the essence that I am that sort of person, but deep inside, I'm not a guy who likes to do that too much. I do like to enjoy myself, my young life, my youth. I do like to put that out there. But the things I want to achieve is the excitement for those is way far outbeats these sort of enjoyments, or going out with friends, or going to my friend has been like bugging me so much to go to this late, like it's like the VR shooting thing. It's like you're inside a game and you shoot and stuff. It's kind of exciting for me, but you know, the money and the time that I have to devote to that, I would rather, for now, I was like, bro, just relax for now. We will go at some point. Just keep it in mind. But let me just focus on my stuff. You focus on your life, and then we'll plan a day, and then we'll go and enjoy ourselves, man. I know he loves like shooting games as well, so it'll be a good treat for us. But you know, I'm able to put that to the side. But from that friend, my other friend, whose goal and dream is to make films, now I talk to him. I'm developing stories. I'm working on the craft. You know, I'm learning a lot from him. He's good with all this, like, you know, behind the camera stuff. You know, the editing, the VFX, and all that stuff. How a film is supposed to look visually. He's good at that. So me developing these projects, and me also acting in it. He's also an actor, also him. So it's just great. So it's such an, like, again, I'm very vibrate, like I can feel, I just can't wait to get this film going and put it out there for you to see. It's just going to be amazing, and we're going to put it out there. We want a lot of people to see these films that we're going to make. This is the first idea we have future ideas. It's going to be really amazing, man. And it's going to be an action-packed film as well, so stay tuned for that. But first of all, I mean, coming back to the point, so divert. So same as food, like instead of eating burgers and chips and oily stuff, move to something that's healthier, that you don't mind eating every day, that's good for you, and as well as it tastes really nice. What else? Yeah, like instead of scrolling through your phone, which is no use to you, try to watch a movie. Maybe a movie that's actually going to teach you something, educational films, or watch videos that are educational. You know, watch YouTube videos that are really educational, that help you think your mind and help you, give you the information that you need, or maybe motivation that you need, to keep you going, keep you understanding. Or if you're a religious person, something that I know some people have, like, they're really involved in their religion. That's like what they like the most, or they like to study the most, and it helps them with their life. And it's not like they just focus on that and not do anything else. They believe in their God. They listen to what they're, like, the people of their religion teach them. Whatever the people teach them, you know, they understand that, they take that in, and then they go and work on their life, and they respect that God. So like that, there's loads of videos of that. So whatever you are, however you like to live this life, that's all in your hands. So just go and enjoy, man. Enjoy. Get your dopamine out of, you know, achieving the things that you want to achieve. Sitting in your bed and just getting your dopamine hits there, what's the point? You know, you're not here to just do that. You're here to experience life. You're here to, you know, put out there what you want to put out there for you. Express yourself. This body, so your body is yours. What your body's potential is for you to figure out. What your passions are, again, that's also for you to figure out. So find all of that and go forward. And all you need for that is just the motivation, just the mind, the focus and the motivation. As long as you have these two things, it's fine enough. Hopefully I've helped you, you know, hopefully I've clarified what you need to understand in order to get both of these things on your side. You know, have them, instead of having them against you, work against you and pulling you here and here, have both these metaphoric midget angels sit on your shoulder and push you forward, man. They're like the drivers. So they're driving this big machine that's you, this beast, this animal that's you. It's driven by focus. The materials inside it is focus, passion, drive, all these things. And I believe if you just have the right habits, or the substitutes for bad habits with your good habits, boom, everything will be good. Well, that's what I believe, at least. Thank you so much for watching, my little dragons. I know I used to do these Monday motivations, but it's not really a thing of, like, it's not like I don't just do it for it is fun, it's great for me to do, but when I have something to actually talk about and to share with my little dragons, or to share as myself, then I will. But until then, I'll try to do more and more and more. But this was a really, really important topic. I think this is a very useful, it's a very useful subject for everyone to understand how it actually is, because so many greatness can come out of this. I'm not saying like anyone watching it could be, someone could watch this and then go and try hard and actually become really successful and become something that's useful for everybody else. But all the great people, like all the jobs that exist out there, how I like to think about it is because people who like working with old people, for instance, there's nothing that makes them want to do it, but really they could be the best. They could be the best person that looks after these old people. So if you have a grandpa or grandma that's really old, that's someone needs to come and look after them. Surely you want someone who's really motivated, who loves to work with old people that come and look after them. You don't want someone who's miserable and who doesn't want to be here, who just wants to go and scroll on their phone to look after your grandparents. Same as your kids. Like if you had kids and you're giving them to somebody, you're letting somebody look after them. You want someone who's actually passionate to looking after them, You know what I mean? Same as if you were in the hospital. Like I'm thinking more of like the NHS and caring, this sort of world. Because that's where you need someone. Because if I was in care, if I had, God forbid, if I had some sort of accident, someone has to look after me, then I want someone who's really, really wants to look after me. I don't want someone who's lazy, who doesn't want to do this, they're just sitting on their phone. I don't want someone like that. Of course you don't want someone like that. So I think it really damages. I think if everyone has that dopamine, that baseline dopamine. Also with dopamine, if you keep increasing it up and down for years, your baseline dopamine goes down. This is why you feel like tired and your sex drive is low, so many things, you'll feel weaker, you feel like there's no point, you feel worthless. All these things happen because of low dopamine. There's an act called, not an act, but yeah, it's an act. There's a practice called dopamine detox or dopamine fast, which is you abstain from anything that gives you a high dopamine hit for a period of time, and it increases your baseline dopamine up higher, so you have that dopamine to do your work. So for you to read books, for you to study, for you to work out, it gives you the dopamine to do that. And all you have to do is just abstain from fast food and scrolling and watching TV and all that, and talking to friends or hanging around with friends. And yeah, so as long as you do that, your dopamine gets driven into the right path. So that's what I want to talk about today. Nice. My little dragons, man. I don't know. I'm just feeling. Whew. I'm just feeling so good today, man. Things are happening slowly, but it's really good. Like I'm so happy for me, and I want everyone to be happy. Me, I don't like to just be happy for myself. I don't like to, if it costs nothing, I like to do the most I can do, as long as if it doesn't cost me anything, enjoy. Everyone else should be happy. So I'm not really telling anyone to step out of there, stop everything you're doing and go out your way to go help someone. But if it can help other people, well, it helps you. That's great, man. Me, I find joy in other people doing what they want to do. I like more people doing what they want to do and not letting people stop them. Haters stop them, or their parents stopping them, or things that's not of any use to them stopping them, because it's their life. And I want more people to just enjoy their life and experience their life as them. So even if you're not going in the right path, I mean, by right path, I'm not talking about, by wrong path, I'm not talking about, illegal stuff. Always keep it legal, like that, and don't do anything wrong and hurts other people. But I'm saying wrong path as in doing a subject or going into studies that maybe you are not interested in. But you might be interested in game developing, but you're forced to go and study accounting, but you don't like accounting. So I don't like it when people go do that because of other people. If you're like, I feel like being an accountant is more right than being like a gamer, because you can make it, it's more likely you can make it here. As long as it's your decision, that's fine. So don't let other people decide for you. So don't do anything illegal, don't do anything that harms other people. But except for that, anything else, any other job that you are interested in, do that, or at least keep trying into that. But if you have to do a job that maybe you don't like, so let's say accounting, you don't mind, let's say you don't mind doing that. I'm not saying accounting is bad. Accounting is really good if you really enjoy it. Do that, but you also want to be a gamer, so give some time to this. So this is why you need more dopamine. This is why you need more of your mind to focus on this. So you can't be focusing on going to the club and wasting your time going out to eat every day. your time, your money, your energy, your dopamine should be for these things that you're interested in. For me, that's what I'm doing. So the jobs and making my money is very important because obviously I need to live, I need to survive. But at the same time, I'm not going to give up my acting. I'm not going to give up my YouTube. I'm not going to give up my martial arts trading. So all these things are happening. So I need my energy for those. So that's why I'm trying to keep focused and I'm working on what I need to work on. That's why I love. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to get to in this video. And if you can implement that in your life and it's all good, that's all I want, man. One life, let's all live, let's all love. I love you all, and I know you lot love me, man. Yeah, man, links to my training videos, links to my playlist will be down in the description below. So please go and check that out. Show your love by liking, sharing, and commenting. If you love this video, like, share, and comment. And my little dragons, I love you. You are all amazing. If you love me, you think I'm amazing, please be sure to punch that subscribe button, as it will help your little dragon out so very much, man. I love you all. Stay home, stay safe, stay blessed, stay awesome, my little dragons, and I will see you all in the next one.